What's up, guys? Welcome to another video of DevTalks, where we talk about everything engineering and technology wise. In this video, we have some sad news. Skype is going bye. Oh my gosh. And it says Skype was founded in 2003. I was 3 years old when Skype came out. And not gonna lie, I used it a ton. Growing up with Skype was different. We've seen, like, my generation has seen the evolution of all of these social apps and everything. It is crazy. Now one of them is going away. I can't wait to cover this. Without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let's just see what's going on with Skype.
No, your computer is not ringing. You'll remember that sound. It's the Skype call. Well, it won't be around much longer. The video calling app is officially going out of service today. Now, Skype launched back in 2003, and it quickly caught on as a way to make free calls all around the world.
One thing I will say, that Skype ringtone will never be forgotten. Well, it will be forgotten by, younger people, but at least us, like, who actually got to use Skype and everything, like, in 20 years, if somebody just played that sound, they gonna be like, what the heck? And they all gonna know what it is. I think that's, like, really cool. Like, everybody, when your generation, like, when something happens, you guys can all relate to a specific thing because you all experienced it and whatever. So that's also funny. That's a classic that you're always going to know what it is. And that was something clever that Skype did back in the day, so that you know what was going on, or what was, you was getting that Skype call, or what was going on with your computer and everything. But yeah, let's just continue.
Microsoft acquired it in 2011 for nearly $9 billion, and the app is now being replaced with a free version of Microsoft Teams. Chris Johnson joins me now. He's a senior editor at Business Insider with more on this. Chris, great to have you with us. The backstory of Skype to me is just fascinating, but help us understand how Skype fumbled the bag, as kids say. How did it go from being pervasive to barely used?
Yeah, that's right. After Microsoft acquired the platform, back in 2011, it's slowly sort of added more features to the platform, but also dropped the ball a little bit on maintaining the quality of video calls. So while that was happening, competitors like Zoom, I beg your pardon, made sure that its calls were better. And then, sort of when the pandemic came along 5 years ago, lots of companies wanted to or needed to start using platforms like this, and many just switched to Zoom over platforms like Skype. So it was absolutely a pioneer back in the day, when it was far more difficult to make video calls or calls over the internet than it is today. We've got so many options now, like FaceTime, WhatsApp on our phones. This was, of course, it came along back in a time when before many people had smartphones. So Microsoft saying that it wants to streamline all of its communication options under Teams. So it's deemed Skype to sort of be no longer needed among its portfolio of offerings.
Yeah, sharing a Zoom link is just so much easier than setting up a Skype call. So what should people do if they've got that little Skype logo, they've got the app? Do they need to trash it? Because it did offer something that even other video calling apps don't provide.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps the thing that some people will miss the most is the ability to call a landline or a cell number for somebody that may not have a cell phone or a computer. There are other apps that will do that. There's one called Viber, for example. Microsoft is also making it quite simple to move over to Teams with your existing Skype login. So I think some people are a bit upset about the fact that, they might have been using Skype for a long time. If you say you have an elderly relative who is familiar with the way Skype works, trying to get them to move over to a new platform could be a little bit challenging. Right. But I think for the vast majority of users, it's not going to be something that is going to be too sorely missed.
Sure.
And it won't be missed. And the reason why that is, though, is not exactly what I think he said. I think that COVID was the final nail in the coffin, but that's not where Skype's demise came from. So, a few things first before I even go to Skype's demise. He said something about like the phone call things. I think Zoom does that as well too. Believe Zoom has a number attached to it where you can call into the meetings and things and use your phones and just orient yourself like that. I think a lot of these video call platforms are starting to do stuff like that. But the overall fall of these things comes with, I would say, in a sense, my generation and having a good product, and then also Microsoft. I think Microsoft and us kind of killed it in a way. And the reason why I say that is because, one, Microsoft pretty much bought it, chewed it up for all of its nutrients, and built Teams. And now Teams is their baby. It is their whole product. They put everything into it. They use Skype to help out with their products. A lot of companies do this. They buy other companies to boost up their own other products, or they see a need that they need to add, and that's what they did. So they pretty much are replacing Skype, and that's why they're making it so easy for Skype users and people who still use Skype to just transition right into Teams, so that they can keep those users, those active users, and build up their actual baby, let's say, like their actual product. Their Microsoft Teams is theirs. Skype isn't what I would say is theirs. For me and my generation, I want to say, like, when we use Skype, we talked with our friends on it all the time. We messaged our friends. We did a lot of stuff besides just outside of the business world. When you look at it, I'll get back to the business world in a second, but there's a large thing when the early 2010s, like 2010 to 15 and 16, when I was in middle school all the way to high school, like, I remember, hey, if I was on a computer game, I was on Skype with my friends playing Minecraft on Minecraft servers. Do you know what kids use now? Discord. Discord, I looked it up. I just looked it up. I think Discord came out in 2015. So during a specific point of time, if you had computer games, or you're playing computer games and you had the computer games, a lot of people were using Skype. And a lot of those gamers and people were using Skype. And that's a big market out there for users and stuff. And if you weren't on a computer, you were on a console, like the PlayStation and the Xbox, you had party chats. Even the party chats used to be crazy back in the day. Just being on party chats and just being able to talk to people and things. As long as you had your live and whatever internet, you could just talk throughout the parties during that transition in that time. Especially when that was the PS3 and the Xbox 360 were out. Those were great times to be online, gaming with friends, everything like that. And I'm going on a crazy ramble, but Skype for computers used to be the thing. Now, Discord has overtook that massively. It's not even funny how much Discord's taken that over. Discord is now on our consoles. I can go on I can go on a PS5, and you can go to a Discord chat now on your consoles. It's taken over on that whole aspect. Skype had the opportunity to do something like that, but they couldn't. Microsoft didn't look that way. Microsoft looked towards the way that Slack and Zoom looked at, in a sense, and Slack is very similar to Discord. Slack is the professional Discord. That's all Slack is. It's literally Discord, but used to be more professional settings and things in that sense. But as far as like Zoom and Microsoft Teams, yes, that's when COVID took over, because Zoom wasn't that crazy of a thing, at least in our eyes, like for school and everything else. We were just going to classes. We were living normally. We weren't using Teams and Zoom and all of that. We were only using these other chatting services to talk to our friends. And then FaceTime also. When iPhones came out with FaceTime, we could just call and video chat our friends that way if it wasn't for gaming. Skype, we used to have to get on Skype and talk to our friends, or people used to hop on Uvu to talk to their friends and things. And there's it's kind of like people used Uvu kind of like how people use Monkey nowadays, and there's another thing where you can like skip people. I'm blanking on what it's called. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's not important. But there's been like a lot of different ways that we had to communicate with each other and people for to communicate each other, and what's the best things that people use in college. People use Discord. Like, what are we gonna say here? Nobody's using Skype anymore and stuff. And I think Microsoft intentionally did not put that focus into them because they wanted to put their focus into Teams. And now they're competing with Zoom, and now there's that angle right there. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm actually really interested to see what you guys have to think. Will you miss Skype? Will you not miss it? Who knows? And also, if you want to send me any recommendations, send me an email at devtalkspod@gmail.com. It's also in the description down below, so go check out there with all the links down below. And without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate it all. It really does mean a lot to me. Growing with this channel means everything. This is my baby. Microsoft Teams is Microsoft's baby. These channels are mine. I like talking to everybody. I like growing. I like seeing the takes that some of you guys have. And not everybody agrees with me on every topic. I like having these conversations in the comments. Look at my past videos and stuff, and you'll see me having conversations with people and discussing what I think. Some people agree, some people don't. That's all fine. That's all okay. And without further ado, peace, and see y'all next time.